that's our range of of all 7 properties, right? So the 3 ones are all rented out for $850. The 4 2s rented out for $925. We're saying all of them should be rented out between $850 to the smallest one, 700 market rents. This 700 is a 2-1. This 750 is a 2-1 with the converted garage, making it a 3-1, which is why we're still conservatively shooting these. However, these are true 3-1s, and this is a 4-1 with a 3-1 converted garage. You know, so that we're even conservative on there, right? So when you look at the comps and you look at like all the rental properties, go through the pictures too. Like show them, look, this is exactly how our house looks. Boom. You know, our house is cleaner than this, looks exactly like this. This one is rented out at 1056 square feet at $850 a month. Okay? Basic house. This one, again, basic house. Has tile, ours have tile as well. Rented out at $850, and then you get this big one at 1400 square feet. 1440 square feet, which is only 1440 because it has a converted garage. Again, it's a basic house, just tile, that's it. And it's rented out for $925, which one of ours is that big, the one that has the 4-1 conversion. Now the first comp is this one, 1056 square feet, right? 1056 square feet. Our houses, however, all range from 1056 square feet to 1320 square feet. Okay, so this one being the most basic house, you know, this is the house that is on here, and it's just painted on the exterior, and it's a simple, basic, cheap laminate interior, paint, and that's a rehabbed kitchen. However, that's just painted cabinets. The kitchen is so bland. Ours has more character than that. So you're gonna show how basic this rehab was. Look at the, you know, the restrooms are so basic. You know, it doesn't have much to it, and it's sold. It's sold for $80,000 FHA in 28 days, which was, you know, one over list. So what we're saying is, we're saying the ARVs are 85. This one sold for 123 at 1275. One of our houses is 1320, which we're saying 110. And again, the house was just flooring, paint, and kitchen with, you know, what is that, Formica countertops?
Yeah, those are Formica.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not an expensive rehab. It just got done. You know, they're not expensive rehabs. They're just done.
Well, those are all laminate floors too. We have tile throughout the whole floor.
Exactly. So now on this one here, we have 816 Hickory Hill, which is the one of the biggest ones in there. And of course, as is right now, it's doing $785. So all these houses, all 7 houses right now, are completely occupied, 100%. They're all on month to month, except one of these that has a current 12-month lease. However, she's been there for 5 years. So as is, right now they're bringing in $5,065 a year in gross. These are a month gross. So yearly, they're bringing in $60,780 yearly. So we're selling all these houses at pretty much these prices, which totals of $405, which comes out to about $57.8 thousand a house, right? Coming out to a total of $405,000. We're estimating these in repairs. You know, granted that some of these need roofs, we've accounted for that. Some of them just need paint. Some of them don't need any work. However, we still accounted for some work in all of them. So the total repairs would be 52. We're thinking a lot less. So when you add the all in together, you're at 457 between purchase price and repairs. At the as is rents right now, so just with this, as is, they're bringing in a 13% cap. That's gross. It's not net. That's not reducing or calculating any type of taxes or insurance or anything like that. That's 13% cap, which should be about an 11.5 or close to 12% net. The taxes are actually lower because the owners, the sellers fought them, so they kept them lower than the average house in the neighborhood, like about $10,000 lower. Now, if you go market rents, right, and everything is rented for market value, then you should be making $5,700 a month, and that comes out to about $68,400 gross, which ends up being a 15% cap on all these houses. So pretty much, of course, the play would be to buy here, and do the market rents. However, even at the as-is cap rate, it still makes extraordinarily good sense because, 13% is still great. It might be 1% lower, 1.5% lower net, but it's still good. Now, all these tenants are long-term tenants, so some of them have been there for 15 years. I think the shortest one they have has been in there for 6 months. However, she took over the lease for her cousin that was there for like 6 or 7 years. So the sellers even joke that some of these guys have paid the house over 2-3 times. So they're great tenants, they're great payers, and they pay their own utilities and they do their own maintenance. They're required to change out the filters, cut the grass, anything like that. They're required to do.
The owner accumulated these. Talk about that. How
basically, these are all on the same block.
Yeah.
Hickory Hill is right around the corner from all these. These are literally on the same block. These are two brothers, and took them several years to accumulate these. They didn't buy them as a package. They're not going to be as lucky as one of our investors is going to be to get them all in one package already performing. They actually had to buy them one at a time, starting with one, and then as they became available, they bought them up and weeded through tenants, and now they're all on the same block performing with long-term tenants. Only one of the 7 houses is on a lease that's within a year, 3 months in. Everybody else is years on the leases, and they're grandfathered into. They're not stuck these. They're month to month, but they're in these. Some people have been paying this for 10 years. These low ass, rents. So these are bound to go up. But what I was saying is they're all preset. They have it laid out. All the colors of the interiors, all 7 houses, are the same color. The exterior, they all have the same color as well, making it really easy maintenance. These people owned an HVAC company, so all the HVAC is in good shape. All kept up, filters changed, everything mechanical. These were no slouches. They kept good care of it. Gave us all the paperwork. We have all the lease agreements. So what else, Amy, on that?
With the only thing they were planning on doing, which was this summer, once the roofers opened up a little bit, they were planning on replacing the roofs. However, only about 2 of these, only one is showing any sign of leaks. The rest are not showing signs of leak. However, they do look a little aged. Granted, they're not huge houses. They're standard for the neighborhood. They should be relatively cheap to fix. We did budget for roofs anyways, and the paint, like Paul was mentioning, the paint is, the interior is all painted with...
yeah, they have the formula. So basically, the rehab, we have some numbers up here, just in case somebody needs flip numbers. But these are very speculative. These 2 numbers are in stone right now. This will be the price for sure, and this is what it's bringing in for sure. So we can bet off these right now. Just at this deal as it is with 0 and rehab, you're at 13%. Granted, one of them needs a roof that should be changed ASAP. Other than that, all of these repairs are as you go, but you want to put something away. So most people say carpet and paint. These are all tiled except for one. So there's really no carpet. It's a mop and a paint, interior and exterior. The outsides could use a little bit of paint. And about 2 to 3 of these might need a roof, really small houses, so inexpensive roofs. So those rehab numbers, they're low, but really this 5K could be 500, depending on what your buyer wants to do. He may use 10 on one and 2 on another, but relatively low cost because they're already performing. Let's say you do want to bump them up. You can make the repairs. If these people say no, give these people the option if they want to stay there or not. Say, hey, we're going to raise the rents $100. You want to stay there? We'll paint maybe or not. But there's a lot of options. This potential to bring this in is very likely,
Yeah.
so.
And Paul's right on the repairs. They're very speculative because there's already people living in them for years, and they consistently get checked up on, and they're always being maintained correctly by these sellers. So this number isn't set in stone. So that 52, this cap rate's based on the 457 all in, but they're already doing this right now. So let's say you cut this off. Let's say you take the repairs off and you just buy these for 405, and you just continue letting them. The first of the month you just start collecting rents. That moves it up to a 15% cap rate. So that's huge because now you just jumped up 2% and you didn't touch any of the houses because they're already in great shape. They're already well taken care of, and they don't need much. With the exception maybe the one that will need a roof. The only leak it was showing was in the garage. So it wasn't a big deal and it wasn't disturbing the tenants. He just brought it to their attention before we went in there. So, I mean, just with no repairs as is, you could just buy these and straight start making 15% cap on all this investment.
So
right
I was
now.
wrong. This deal's that much better.
Works out great.
Yeah.
Works out great.
So that's plenty of selling points. If we left anything out, give us a call.
Mhm.
And 210 I pay. 210 I pay. And signing off.